Just for anyone that doesn't know your background, where you're from, how you kind of got here, give them, I guess, a little snapshot of who Jay Maska is, where you came from, how you found FFL.
Yeah, so I was 19 years old, living in my buddy's attic. Found a 3-letter company, a captive company that I worked at, and then I transitioned to FFL 6 months after there. I worked at that captive company. I grossed $93,000 my first 6 months, so I did really well there.
Yeah.
I did really well there, and I was a top manager, top rookie producer, and then transitioned to FFL just because I knew if agents had more leads, they make more money, just like common sense. So I was if I can get more leads and more agents, they'll make more money, and my business will make more money, and I'll make more money, and everybody makes more money. So transitioned into FFL in 2020.
Okay.
And then did really well my first 3 months, and then just kind of built from there. So
Got it.
like I said, starting I was 19, I'm currently 24. So been building. This is in November. I'll have 5 years of having my license.
Yeah. And so you said you were living in your buddy's attic.
Yeah. My best friend since 7th, 8th grade is attic.
How old were you? 19?
19.
Why were you living in his attic?
Dude, I always knew I was going to be successful, believe it or not, while I was living in his attic. I always knew I was going to be successful. I just didn't know where.
Yeah.
And I was a storyteller. Like, I would just, like, sleep in my car, just be like, okay, I can't wait to tell people I slept in my car. So it was, like, one of those things where I was like, I can't wait to tell people I slept in my buddy's attic after being successful, which I didn't know what industry. It could have been day trading. I would have been successful in whatever, door knocking, Cutco.
What were you doing for money then before you got into the other?
Well, I was a terrible employee. So I worked for his brother.
Yeah.
It's called Fastenal. It's like a company that delivers parts and stuff.
Okay.
So I was working there, was terrible at it. So delivering, just imagine being terrible.
How are you You're just delivering
Well,
parts.
they'd be like, dude, you need a lug nut or whatever, and I'd go grab like a screw or something.
Okay.
Like I was just like, I hated it, and I was terrible employee. Like I didn't do well with people telling me what to do.
Got it.
And like, hey, show up at 8 o'clock or else like you're fired. I just didn't do well with that. So I've probably been fired at every job that I had.
Yeah.
And then found the insurance space. Someone said you can make $100,000 a year. I was like, I'm sold.
Somebody you knew?
No, just a random person.
Online.
It was like, it was like, you can make $100,000 a year. I was like, dude, no degree. I was like, I'm sold.
Okay.
I was like, that's it. Like, I could make $100,000 a year. I was like, okay, even if I, like, the fact that they said I could do it, I was like, dude, I'm sold on it.
And before that, what was the most you ever made in a year?
$4,000.
Seriously?
Like, legitimately $4,000. Maybe $4,000. Like, that's like being generous.
All right, what state did you live in when you were living in the attic?
Nebraska.
It was hot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This was the winter, actually. So I had to get 6 heaters, little heaters, which then I ended up blowing the power circuit.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, I ended up blowing the circuit, so I ended up just sleeping like 8 blankets on me.
Damn, you're a good friend.
Yeah, really good friend.
So you find this other company, start selling. 6 months, you make $90,000.
Yeah,
most you've ever
92.
made in your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Why did you leave though? If you made that much money in 6 months,
it wasn't about the money I was making because like when I first got in the business, someone said you can make 6 figures selling something, you make 7 figures building it.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna build right off the gate. So I was building, but they're like, okay, you're only allowed 200 leads to this agent for the month or 100 leads.
Okay.
They controlled the leads.
You're capped everywhere.
Yeah, they controlled the quality of the leads, what type of leads, how many leads, what leads they got. So I was like, this just does not make any sense. Like at 19 years old, I knew that. 20 years old, I was like, this legitimately makes no sense. I was like, if I can give agents unlimited leads and they're actually filling out requests for life insurance, not like something free.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay,
because you were doing what, those like safety kits?
Yeah, like the child safety kits. Yeah, free will kits and stuff.
All right. Who cares what company it is, but can you explain to me? Because I've been in this business 15 plus years. I still don't know what the hell a child safety kit is.
Dude, baffled. Well, it's basically like if they get kidnapped, it has all their information on there. So you just give it to the cops. So it saves them 7 seconds.
Okay. So it's literally like a kit, like a
yeah. And then you're like, God forbid your child doesn't come back and they're dead. Like, how are you going to pay for the funeral?
Oh my God.
So it's like just, like putting them in this situation to think about like, okay, your child's going to get kidnapped.
Right.
But I did that, and I legitimately, I was like, this literally makes no sense. Like I was like, if they're capped on how many leads they get, and they control all the leads, I was like, I don't control anything. So I was like, all right, mathematically, it only makes sense if they have unlimited leads that they can go buy that are filling out life insurance forms. They'll make more money, and I'll make more money. Because how life insurance works is it's not like I just recruit people, I make money. It's like if I help you make money, I make money. But I got to put you first before I make money.
That's key. So like anybody watch who's not in the industry, you don't get paid. Jay doesn't get a bonus from us for bringing in an agent.
Yeah, it's not like these other companies that are like recruit everybody and we'll give you like some bonuses here and there. It's
the only way Jay's going to make money from recruiting is if that recruit makes money.
Yeah, and if I help them make money. So I was like, dude, this literally does not make any sense. So I was like, I'm gonna try to go somewhere else. And then they found out I was trying to go somewhere else, and then they terminated me. Okay. And then I was like forced to come to FFL.
When did you first find out about FFL?
Oh, right away. Someone DM'd me on Facebook, and they're like, dude, your comp can be up to 100%.
This is why you're still over there.
Yeah, I'm like, and I went up to one of my guys, like my upline manager, whatever you want to call him. I was like, dude, they said I could have 100% comp. They're like, nah, it's a lie. Like, you
what
can't have
was your comp there?
My comp was 50%, I think.
Seriously?
50%. And based on the product, it was like 30%. Like, it was terrible.
Yeah.
But, dude, I was just like, okay, this is what they said. And then I started like, they're like, yeah, we have unlimited leads. You can buy leads or filling out life insurance forms, like whatever.
Did you apply? Like, you found us online and reached out?
Yeah.
They reached out to you? Like, how'd that work?
So when I found out about it, they started having meetings about why FFL is terrible, like why you shouldn't work there. Like, to this day, they have meetings about me all the time. They're like, hey, block this guy, block Jay, like whatever. Yeah. And what they don't know is they're just attracting people to me.
Right. So your old company had a meeting where the topic was why you shouldn't join FFL?
Yeah, like I moved to, dude, even a year and a half ago, I moved to Tampa, and that 3-letter company had an office there. Well, their CEO flew out to Tampa to have a meeting about me moving to Tampa, and then 2 weeks later, everybody moved to Miami. And I was like, dude, you guys are hilarious.
Wow.
Like, it was crazy to me.
Insane. So you apply, someone reaches out to you about FFL. From that point, how long did it take for you to make the move?
4 months.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Why 4 months?
Just like the meetings that they're having. I was 19, 20. I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. Like, I'm never going there. Like, chargebacks out of my bank account. I'm like, there's a bunch of lies.
Oh, so they're trying to scare you.
Yeah. Like, chargebacks come out of your bank account. Like, they drive Honda Accords. They're like, I'm like, yeah, they're just idiots. But that's how they like put the fear into me. But I always kept it in the back of my head because, like you said, math is math. Like, that's why I always tell people like I'm not biased, and I'm not biased at all, and I'm not loyal to a company or a person. I'm just loyal to numbers and math. Like, we're the biggest in the industry. So like, why would I go anywhere else? Because if let's say we do 700 million a year and the next person does 200 million a year, I'm going backwards 500 million a year in mentorship. So I'm like, I'm not gonna go backwards 500 million a year in mentorship.
Right.